It's not in the public psyche that nuclear power is absolutely critical to our future. We have to have a mix of energy. We've got to have nuclear, we've got to have low carbon, but without around about 30% of our power being provided by nuclear, we're going to be in a real mess. The lights will go out in about 10 to 15 years' time. The Institution of Mechanical Engineers have seen it coming, and many of the professional engineers in the country have seen it coming. And indeed, the government has done its part. It's set some very ambitious targets for nuclear power in its recent bills, which is great. But what we need now is a real commitment by government to make it happen. There are two waves to this. The first wave is replacing the current nuclear power stations, which all need to be replaced in about 10 years' time. And the second wave brings our carbon emissions down by the 80% that we need by 2050. Most of our cars, our transport and our homes are going to be running on electricity rather than carbon and fossil fuels. That's going to require even greater amounts of electricity put around the grid. It takes at least 10 years to build a nuclear power station. It will require thousands of engineers. So this isn't something which we can sort of park for the future. If we don't have this nuclear core at the heart of our electricity generation, we'll be reliant on energy coming from abroad, and there's a security issue to that. All the major countries in the world are doing nuclear. Everybody understands that nuclear now is a really essential part of the energy mix for our future. Everybody's at it. Many other countries are actually accelerating their programs, and they'll be ahead of us unless we really get out of the starting blocks. There's an awful lot to do, and that's why we're shouting about this now. Universities are actually next year cutting the number of engineers which they can take in. We shouldn't be cutting the number of engineers we need, we should be vastly increasing it. Engineers have the skill to turn science into reality, to get energy from the power stations into our homes and our factories. Engineers provide the means by which we create wealth and a decent environment to live in. Well, the role of the Institution of Mechanical Engineers is first of all to make sure that government really knows the issues. The second thing we do is to make sure that we've got the right skills, make sure that the body of knowledge that you need for nuclear builds is kept absolutely up to date with the highest possible standards. In the 50s, we were leading the world on nuclear power, and we've taken our eye off the ball. We've got great engineering skills base in this country. We punch above our weight in terms of science and technology. The government has set the vision. What we now need is a clear plan, commitment, and we'll deliver.